Hello and thanks for joining me for yoga. My name is Atim. Please grab a cushion and blanket or towel to help make your sitting, kneeling or lying down postures more comfortable. Okay, so nice and comfy on our cushions, if you want that, in our seated butterfly pose. So we can be aware of length and posture, so length through the spine. Feel that sense of length upwards. And then we're going to tuck the belly in, so we hinge forwards at the hips, and then find a good place for the hands. They can either be down, palms down, or they can be palms upwards if you're wanting to lean a little more forwards. You can reposition the feet though as well to make it a little kinder for the body by moving the feet a little further away, or a little bit more of a stronger stretch by moving the feet a little closer towards you. So finding this as our first yin pose. So we're going to be doing a bit of yin yoga and a bit of yang yoga this evening. So yin as the gentle, great for flexibility, and yang as the more dynamic, stronger options, strength building options of poses. So in our first yin pose, either upright or hinging forwards and allowing the back and the neck to relax. Have an awareness of the breath flowing in through the nose and out through the nose. Then slowly lifting up, releasing the legs wide, and bring the arms up, clasping the fingers and pushing the palms upwards, lengthening through the spine there. And then arms out. And as we've had a request for shoulders in this practice, shoulders and neck awareness, we're just going to slowly start to make little circles of the arms coming forwards. And then backwards. Lovely, bring the hands down. And then feet coming a little closer together. We're going to bend the right knee, and that can either stay there or that right foot can cross over the leg in front. Again, you can either stay there, or if it feels fine, you can choose to stack that knee over the top of the other knee. And so from any of those options, you can then concentrate on the arms, which will work into the shoulders and neck. If you're fine to go one little more step with the legs, you can take that front foot back. Make sure the knees feel comfortable, and remember you can always bring that foot back. You can adjust with or without the cushion. Without for me feels better. And then arms coming forward, so we're moving into cow face pose. You found the right pose for the legs, that suits your body. Then we're going to bring the left palm upwards, facing upwards, and bring that hand behind you. Now gentle for the shoulders, can be right hand just either there or maybe lifting that elbow up. And those of you that are fine to go a little further, right hand forwards, palm turned out to the right and that hand going back and behind you. Fingers moving towards each other. And if it feels like there's space for you to do so, maybe the fingertips can reach each other, maybe you can clasp and have a little pull through the fingers. Don't worry if that doesn't happen or doesn't feel comfortable. I just turn around so you can see what that looks like. And so staying in the position that's comfortable for you, feeling the breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Being aware of your posture, you're gazing forwards, got a lovely line from the neck to the back. Then releasing fingers, hands just coming down to rest on the ground or beside your feet. Tuck the belly in, hinge a little forwards just to where it feels right. If it feels good to go further, chest can come to thighs, let the head and neck relax. Notice the breath, feel the breath against the nose. Then slowly lifting upwards. You can either just unravel the legs straight out of front, or if you want to have a look at that party trick, hands in front with support, toes tucked under, supporting there, lifting the knees up. And what we're going to be doing is swapping the knees over, so right knee's on top at the moment, and we're going to move over to the left, turning around, swiveling through the toes, and left knee comes on top. So that would be our starting point if we were doing the full pose from the legs point of view. So starting from the beginning though, with all our options, we're going to bring the left knee bent, find a comfortable seat. Choosing to stay here or take that foot over, stay there or stack that knee over. Choosing again, stay there or take the front foot back. So whatever feels good for those hips, knees and ankles for your body. We then move into choices for the arms. Right palm goes up and that hand comes back. Left hand, choices here, a little further up with the elbow, or left arm all the way around to the left and back, fingertips reaching for each other. Posture awareness, gazing forwards, beautiful, that's lovely. noticing the breath. So this is cow face pose. And it supposedly looks like a cow if you're looking from above. The legs in that position are the lips of the cow, the mouth of the cow. And the toes, the feet, I think, are the horns or the ears sticking out. And slowly releasing. Arms, bringing the hands to the ground or beside the feet, tucking the belly in, hinging forwards, and just let go wherever feels good for you, a little upright or a little lower down, you choose. Notice the breath. And then slowly lifting up. Either just unraveling your legs straight to the front and shaking them out, or if you want to give that twist and turn a go, bring the hands forwards, tuck the toes under, use the hands to support weight off the knees, and then we're moving this time over towards our right with the left knee on top. We're moving to the right. Swiveling through the toes, turning around, and knees have swapped around, back at the start. Unraveling the legs, give them a shake out. Lovely, and then feet wide again. We're going to come to dragonfly pose. So lovely wings of the dragonfly stretched out there, hinging, tucking the belly in, hinging forwards. If that's starting to feel good for you, you can hinge a little further down, just a little bit more, and then choose whether you want the palms upwards or facing down. Now for some of us this might be just a little bit too much for the knees. If that's the case, come a little more upright, bend the knees, find a comfy seat, and then readjust to where it feels right for the hips and knees and lower back. Legs are straight, toes are facing upwards. And surrender into this. Feel like letting go and feel the tension easing out through the back, through the hamstrings, and through the neck and the shoulders. And then slowly coming upright, feet coming closer together, hands pressing down beside you, lifting upwards through the spine. And gentle option is to stay here, focusing more on a staff pose. Feeling the lift upwards through the spine, posture awareness. Those of you that would like to and are fine in the wrists and shoulders to take this into an upward table pose or crab pose, you can make sure that the feet are just a little bit apart. Should be able to get 2 fists in between the feet there. Fingers can be either facing forwards, a little bit more challenging, kinder is a little bit more outwards. Spread those fingers, press the hands down, press the heels down, lift the hips, roll through the heels, bringing the knees forwards. Knees are vertical to the ankles, and we've got a lovely stretch into the upper back, shoulders and neck area. Strengthening those upper back muscles, strengthening through the thighs. Lovely release into the lower back and up the spine. And then very nice and controlled, really slowly, hips coming down, lowering back. Finding a comfy seat and taking a hug. And then slowly lifting up. We're going to come onto our bellies and have a choice of back bends. The most gentle back bend, for those of you that have any concerns about the back, you can come into a crocodile pose, so forearms folded one on top of the other to rest your forehead on. And then we can take the feet a little wide and turn the toes outwards, heels inwards, a bit like a frog. You can have a slight bend in the knees if you wish, and head comes down. So just play around with the feet, find and feel what feels good for the back. It can be a little closer if that's better. And so that's the kindest of our back bend there. For those of you that are fine to go a little further, we can come into our seal pose. So elbows can start off underneath the shoulders and then bring them a little forwards, hands a little wider, finding a nice gentle curve in the back here. And we want to be nice and regal, a little bit more upright through the shoulders, so avoid sinking in the shoulders. So really nice gentle back bend. Second option here, seal pose. And for those of you fine to go to the final option, it's Sphinx pose. So elbows underneath the shoulders. Really nice, smooth curve to the back. Gazing forwards. Regal like a sphinx here. Noticing the breath, feeling the breath in through the nose, out through the nose. And then slowly lowering the chest. If you're upright, all of us bringing the hands underneath the shoulders. Bringing the feet a little closer together. And then taking the hands back behind you, fingers clasped above your bum. Squeezing the shoulders together, maybe lifting the hands up if that feels good. Getting a lovely squeeze into the shoulders. And then slowly releasing, bringing the hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to tuck the toes under to move to a child's pose, which is going to be on the knees, but if you'd rather go back to the crocodile pose and be off your knees, then keep on your belly and forehead on your forearms. Otherwise, child's pose, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Remember, you can have the blanket or towel underneath your knees too if you'd like that cushioning. Going to have the big toes touching if your knees are going a little further apart, or knees can be closer. Find what feels good here, and then again finding what feels good for the arms, either arms relaxed at the shoulders, maybe a pillow in front to rest your forehead on, or even if you have the flexibility and can go a little further into this, you can bring the feet, hands towards the feet, so hands towards the feet, palms facing upwards, and the forehead comes down. So lovely stretch into the hips, inner hips, outer hips there, inner thighs, outer thighs, through the lower back, shoulders and neck, and a lovely calming pressure on the forehead. And you can just let go here. Let the body relax, surrender into this pose. And then slowly lifting up. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. We're going to be doing a cat-cow here. There is an option to do this seated if you prefer. So seated option is legs crossed and then hands wherever feels comfortable, and the cat-cow is going to be a breath in, chin slightly raised, shoulders back, and then a breath out to curve and round through the back, the shoulders, the neck. So just finding what feels really good, a really nice flow. If you're happy on the knees, we're doing it here. So it's a breath out, pressing the hands down, arching upwards, feeling that lovely push upwards through upper back. And then a breath in, coming to neutral spine is gentle, or taking it to cow pose, lifting up tailbone, chin slightly. Breath out to lift upwards through the back, and a breath in to open through the chest, slight lift of the chin, and following through, finding a lovely flow and rhythm, range of motion that suits you. Lovely, coming to stillness. And then tucking the toes under, we're going to be moving to a downward facing dog, or you can come straight up to standing if you'd rather miss this out to protect your wrists and shoulders. So for downward facing dog, hips go up and back, fingers are spread, belly tucked in, insides of the elbows roll to face each other a little bit more. Noticing the breath, choosing to bend the knees if you want to make this a little bit more of a kind awareness to the hamstrings or the shoulders. And then bending the knees, gazing slightly forwards, walking the feet towards your hands, keeping those knees bent as we take the arms and gaze forwards and up we rise. Clasping the fingers and pushing palms upwards. Clasping fingers, all except for the forefingers. And a breath in at the center, breath out to the side. Breathing in to the center and breathing out to the side. Following through. And then last one either side. Coming upright, bringing the arms bent, and then over to our heart with the hands. So we're going to come into a warrior one stance. I'm going to take right foot back, turn the toes out slightly, bringing the arms forwards and up, and then bringing the arms halfway down. We're going to lift up onto the toes behind you, so lifting up that back heel, turning the toes forwards on that right foot, and then both arms moving over to your left, following your gaze. Following your gaze to the left there, nice and sturdy, balancing on those back, front of the foot, back front of the foot. And then arms coming forwards and moving over towards the right. You can turn the toes of that right foot out this time. Knees anchored in place. Nice and focused with the breath. Arms coming forwards, grounding that back foot, leaning forwards. The hands can either come to rest on your thighs or fingertips down, and arms back. If you wish, clasp the fingers and squeeze the shoulders, lifting the hands. Humble warrior. Slowly releasing the arms back down, arms forward and up. Hands to the heart, and back toes facing forwards, stepping forwards. Over to the other side, so left foot back, warrior one stance, arms forwards, and to our warrior one. Feel that lift upwards through the waist, nice and relaxed at the shoulders. And then arms coming halfway down, finding our balance by turning those back toes forwards, lifting the heel up. And both arms over to your right this time. Your right leg's forward, you're moving arms over to your right, taking your gaze out to the right. And then arms coming forwards. And moving arms over to your left this time. Toes on that left foot can turn out a little. Gaze out to the left. Arms are going to come forwards. Grounding their back foot. Toes are a little turned out on that back foot, hinging forwards, making your choice, either coming to rest hands here and staying there on the thigh with the hands, or bringing the hands all the way down, either resting there or taking them further back, fingers clasped, squeezing the shoulders, lifting up the hands, if that feels good. Really lovely awareness of controlled, smooth, even breath. Releasing the hands, bringing them back down and forwards, and up we come. Hands to the heart. Back toes forwards, and stepping forwards. Lovely. Arms down, mountain pose. Going to hinge at the hips and knees, bring the arms forwards, chair pose here. And then arms, just the arms up. Straightening up through the legs. Squeezing through the thighs, gently lean back. Coming upright, hinging at the hips and knees, forward fold, chest towards thighs, knees are bent, let the head and neck relax. And making your choices here, you can come slowly back upright and stay in mountain pose, hands to the heart, feeling the breath. If you're fine to go further, hands down, fingers spread, stepping feet back, downward facing dog, hips up and back. And have a pedal through if you want, with the knees, the feet, the ankles. Pedaling through the heels, pedaling through the knees. And then slowly bending the knees, going towards the thumbs as you slowly walk feet towards the hands, knees bent. Keeping knees bent, arms forwards for the gaze. And then up we rise, lifting through the legs, through the arms, squeezing the thighs gently back, bringing the hands to the heart. going to take the right foot back, finding a warrior one stance again. And the arms coming forwards, hinging forwards, making your choices, hands to thighs and staying there, or bringing the hands all the way down a little ahead of the front foot, balancing on those fingers and lifting up the back foot, coming to a standing split. And bending both knees, bringing back foot down parallel with the one in front, knees stay bent, arms out to the sides, lifting up through the chest and up you rise. Hands to the heart. Over to the other side, so left foot back, warrior one stance. Arms coming forwards, taking that lean forwards, hinging at the hips, making your choices, staying here or bringing the hands down, tucking the belly in and lifting up that back foot, standing split, finding your balance, strength through that front leg. Smooth and peaceful, even quality to the breath. And bending both knees, feet then parallel. Find sturdiness there. Knees stay bent, arms out to the sides, lifting up through the chest. Up we rise, arms come up. Clasping the fingers, let's push the palms up. And then bring hands to the heart. And then one more balance here. We're going to bring the feet a little bit closer. And then firm up the left thigh, so a little squeeze there, putting sturdiness in that left leg. And cross the right foot over that foot, and we're balancing on the right toes. And the arms can cross over in front of you and lift up. You can either stay here or for a little bit more challenge to the balance, lift your gaze very slowly upwards towards your thumbs. If it helps, you can bring the arms a little forwards. And keep that awareness of smooth, peaceful breath. And then gazing forwards, bringing the arms down and crossing the legs and getting ready for the other side. So firming up right leg, crossing left foot over the top, arms crossing over in front of you and lifting up. Feeling that awareness of posture, lifting up through the waist. Nice and firm through the right thigh, helping you balance. And then making your choice here. If you'd like to take this a little further, slowly lift the gaze up towards the thumbs. Slowly gazing forwards, hands come down, uncrossing the legs and taking the feet a little wider. Now, if you're on your mat, you turn sideways onto your mat there. I'm just doing it over here where you can see me in full. And so hands can come to the hips. We're hinging forwards at the hips, bringing the fingertips down, letting the head stay there halfway, level with the heart. This kind awareness for the back, lower back and the hamstrings, or you can take it a little further by bringing the head down, bending the arms, elbows are facing backwards. You can even turn the big toes slightly in towards each other if that helps you balance, ever so slightly though. And just relax into this, let go. Notice the breath. Those of you that would like just a little bit more, if it feels good, you can take the hands towards the ankles, grabbing onto them there, either at the ankles or shins. And use that clasp to draw the chest a little closer towards the thighs. Feeling a little bit more of the stretch through the hamstrings, inner thighs as well. And then bring the hands back to the center. We're going to slowly bring the heels inwards, toes inwards, heels inwards, and then find your way either to a seated butterfly pose, sitting on your bum with the soles of the feet together, or if your knees and hips are fine to do so, come to your squat. And have a posture awareness, gazing forwards, feeling that lift upwards through the spine. And then bring the hands down if you're in the squat ahead of you, bringing the heels lifting upwards through the bum to come back upright. And then slowly onto our bellies. We're going to come to a half frog pose here. So just lovely easing out of the neck, the shoulders, the hips, and into a twist. So we're starting off in crocodile pose, but with the feet a little bit closer together. And then we're going to bend the right arm on the ground. And the right knee is going to be bent, and that whole right leg is going to be on the ground as well, like so. And pointing the heel away, curling those toes on that right foot towards us. And then just see what feels right for your neck and shoulders. Gentle might be to just bring your head down to the forearm, left forearm. If you're fine to go further, bring that left hand in front and take that left hand back and down beside your body, so that left palm is now facing upwards beside your body. head is turned to the right, resting the head down. And just have a little shuffle to feel comfortable through chest, through the hips, and just let go. Just relax into this, let go. And then bring your head back to center. Straighten the legs, arms crossed over in front. So we're going to do the same over on the other side. So left arm is bent on the ground, left knee is bent on the ground, half a frog on that side, and then choices. Head centered, head resting on the forearm, right forearm, or taking that right arm beside your body, palm facing up and turning your head to the left. And again, just relax into this. Let go, relax into this. Then slowly bringing the head back to center, arms crossed over, legs straight. We're going to bring the arms out in front, relaxing the feet, and bringing fingertips to touch and forehead down. You can lightly press the feet down, tops of the feet lightly pressing down. Feel that release through the lower back, through the spine, through the neck, through the shoulders. And as you breathe in, feel your lungs expanding out towards the sides. So really filling your lungs, feeling that expansion out sideways, and feel how it massages into the upper back and middle of the back. And then just relaxing those muscles on the breath out. Bringing the hands underneath the shoulders, tucking the toes under. We're going to lift up to seated. Coming to seated. Just a quick flow here to center through the neck. And then we come to lying down in our rest pose. So chin is going to come down very gently. A breath in, just to lift the gaze, gazing forwards. Breath out to lower the chin. Breathing in to lift and breathing out to lower. Following through a lovely, soothing, centering, grounding flow. And just a couple more. Lovely. And coming to stillness, unraveling those legs. Grabbing any warm layers, socks, blankets. We'll just have 5 minutes more in our rest pose. And if you want to have any stretches you know that would be great and unique just to you before you settle down, feel free to do so. Anything at all, whether that's a hug, whether it's lengthening through the body, legs straight and arm stretching back and away. So find and feel and explore and give yourself what would be so good and just so right for you. Maybe a happy baby pose. Maybe a little flex through the fingers, through the toes, through the wrists, through the ankles. And then when you're ready, settling into a rest pose that suits your back. Knees can stay bent to give some support to the middle of the back. Palms are facing upwards, hands relaxed. Arms just a little away from your body. Nice and relaxed at the neck and the shoulders. And if you want to be in your traditional Shavasana, legs straight, feet a little apart, a little wider than the hips. Allowing the toes to lean outwards. Finding peace with every breath through the nose. Enjoying your moment of rest here to allow the goodness of the practice to set into your body, your mind, set in with every breath. And feel free to either stay there in your Savasana, noticing the breath, or if you prefer to be in a seated meditation with me, you're welcome to join me seated. So we use our imagination here and imagine if the mind and the body and the breath could talk to each other, then perhaps what they would do is give each other some appreciation, and we can do that by imagining the mind saying thank you to the body. And so we can say that thank you to ourselves with every breath out. Mind saying thank you to the body. Lovely, smooth, slightly longer and fuller with the breaths in, and a thank you on the breath out, full and long. And we imagine the body saying thank you to the mind. Thank you on each breath out. And coming to awareness with a smile, arms out to the sides, we imagine the body and the mind saying thank you to the breath. In, thank you to the breath out. Thank you to the breath that nourishes the body. And thank you to the breath that nourishes the mind. And that peaceful breath that calms them both down. And taking the arms up, clasping fingers, and lifting upwards. Thank you to the back, and through the shoulders and the neck, to the tips of the fingers. Thank you to your body, thank you to your mind, the breath. Thank you to your hearts. Namaste.